Okay, so can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Sorry about the technical difficulties. About to get the show going though. We about to get the show going. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. Okay. Yes. All right. Now give me a second to invite our guests on and we're going to get it in. Give me a second to invite our guests on and we're going to get it in. Technical difficulties, but we're going to make this happen. We're going to make this happen. I don't even know how to share it. Could you grab? Yeah, it was. Hold on, I'm about to share this link and then we about to get it in. All right, guys, we have some technical difficulties, but we in, we good. We about to get it in. About to have my guy up on here. Boom. Boom. All right, guys. So I had some technical difficulties. The link that I originally sent out isn't working, which sucks. So I'm probably gonna have to send out another email and another text to everybody because everybody's probably at that other one waiting, right? So let me pin this at the top so people can see. Let me pin that at the top so people can see. All right, guys. So now we waiting on my guys. So did you post it on YouTube? Instagram, I'm sorry. Okay. Guys, so do me a quick favor, please like and share this out. Please like and share this out. Right? Like and share this out to your friends, to your family. It's our first time streaming on YouTube. So give us, you know what I'm saying, cut us a little slack here, but we're gonna get it in. Cut us a little slack here, but we're gonna get it in for sure. Please like and share this. Please like and share this. Comment done. Comment done. Comment done when you're finished. Boom. Okay. Did it go out? Let's just send. All right. Give me a second, guys. I gotta send out a new I gotta send out a new one. I gotta send out a new message and then we're gonna get it in. Boom. All right, comment done when you're finished with the, oh, yep, we got some people liking it. All right, give me a second. We about to get my guy Savoy up on here. Then we're going to get it in. Boom. Oh, I ain't even sending it out to the community. I'm tripping. All right. All right, let me send one more message out, guys, and we about to get it in. We about to get it in because I'm waiting on my guy Savoy to get up in this thing. And I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me for sure. Technical difficulties, but we're gonna make it happen to make sure that's the right one. Savoy ain't got up on here yet. All right, guys, we got 32 people watching and 17 people liked it. So please like it so we can get more people on here. All right, guys. All right, guys, I appreciate you. We're done with that one. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Technical difficulties, but we're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. We're going to get my guy Savoy up on here. We're going to get my guy Savoy up on here. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to call you. Hold on, I need to send out this message to Savoy. He ain't checked this email yet, though. Trying to get him up on here. Hey, see, I appreciate the people rocking with me, man, because I'm all over the place. You learn by doing. Instagram blocked me. So we're going straight over to YouTube. Instagram blocked me, so we're going straight over to YouTube. And we're going to get it in. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Okay. What's wrong? Okay. Let me send it out. Send this out to my guy, and then we're going to get it in. See, I'm trying to get you guys this information. I don't care about nothing else. I'm trying to get you guys this information. That's all I care about, getting you guys this information. So that's all I care about, getting you guys this information. So please please share this out. We have some technical difficulties, but we're not going to let that stop us. We're going to get it in. We're waiting on my guy Savoy to get up in here. But while we wait on my guy Savoy to get up in here, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's talk about some ways that you can benefit and you can 10X what you got going on. So somebody drop 10X down below, because that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to figure out ways that we can 10X. We can 10X our income, right? So whatever business that you did in revenue, right? Implement some of these strategies that we're going to talk about. We're going to 10X the revenue. We're going to 10X the revenue. I was wondering where my watch is. I can't even tell what time it is. We're going to 10X the revenue, right? So let's talk about 10x in your revenue, right? Okay, so whenever we're thinking about 10xing anything, right? We're talking about productivity, right? Because in America, I don't know about nowhere else. I only grew up in America. I only lived in America, right? That's the only place I ever lived, right? In America, productivity is how you get paid. Results is how you get paid. So you got an income that you're at currently, and you got an income that you are trying to get to. So this is the income that you want, and this is the income that you earn. So how can you 10x that, right? You can start by increasing your productivity. You can start by increasing your productivity, right? So what are some things we can do to increase our productivity? And let me tell you guys a story before I get started. So when I was in college, I was trying to go to this trip to China. And in order to get to this trip to China, it was going to be all paid for. It was going to be free. In order to get to this trip to China, I needed a 3.5. Now, at the time, I had a 3.2 GPA. So in college, I needed a 3.5 to get a full paid 3-week trip on spring break to China. And the reason I had a 3.3 is because I got a D in biology. Now, for the people who know me, I'm all about money. I'm all about marketing. That's it, right? Business. I'm a businessman. I'm not a scientist, right? So I got a D, and I was trying my hardest, guys. I promise you, I was trying my hardest. And with me trying my hardest, I befriended the professor. So she sat me down in her office and said, "What are you going to school for, dude? Like, what's going on? What you going to school for?" I told her I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to be on TV. I wanted my own show, right? This is what I told her. So what she said is, okay, you actually got an F. You failed the class. So you're going to have to take the class over, right? But I like you, so I'm going to give you a D so the F is not bringing down your grades too hard. The D is at least going to let you pass and get the credit. But what I want you to do is retake the class. So I couldn't. So my GPA went from like a 3.6 to like a 3.1 or 3.2 just because I got a D on my report card, right? Or on my whatever they call it in college. So instead of going to China, I actually studied abroad. So I studied abroad. I went to Europe and I went to Amsterdam. And with me going to Europe and Amsterdam, what happened is, you know, I never been out the country before. So what happened is I went to the bank and got a bunch of currency. So I converted the currency, right? And when I converted the currency, I only converted like $500 because I didn't know, right? I didn't know that, you know, my $500 was going to convert over into, I think it was the pound or one of them currencies. It only converted over to about $415. So I lost like $85 converting it over. Okay. So what happened is I didn't bring enough money. So I had a new credit card and I went shopping with the credit card. So I didn't have enough money. I spent all my cash. So I'm like, well, I got this money on this new credit card, right? I had like $1,500 worth of credit line. So I'm like, all right, I got this credit line. I'm good to go, right? So what happened is with the credit line is I'm going shopping. My friends going shopping. We buying outfits. I'm FaceTime. I'm WhatsApping because we couldn't FaceTime because I was overseas. I'm WhatsApping my friends, telling them I'm bringing you souvenirs. I'm doing all this, and I go up to the register, right? And I got about $400 or $500 worth of stuff. Now I knew I could afford it. I knew for sure that I actually can afford it because I had the money. I just went and got approved for this credit card, right? But the problem is when I went up to the register, it did not go through. Now, so in Amsterdam, we was in H&M, right? So in H&M, they got 11 floors because that's where H&M is founded at. Okay. Yeah, my bro on. Okay. H&M is founded H&M is fine. Hold on, I'm trying to get Savoy on here. Oh man, how do I invite him to? Hold on, I'm trying to get my guy on here. I don't even know how to do that. How do you bring somebody on live? Hold on, guys, give me a second. I'm trying to bring Savoy on here. This is my first time using this, so y'all please bear with me. We got 142 people like, and we got 42 likes. So please like down below. Please like down below. Kai, you got to take your AirPods off. They just connected. Please like and subscribe. Okay, how do I make somebody? A panelist. Okay, there we go. I just promoted them to.
Yeah, you there, man?
I can't hear you, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Why?
you can hear me.
Hold up. Give me 1 second. Let's see why.
Hold on.
I wonder if others can hear me because it looks like my audio's up.
I can't hear you. All right, bear with us, guys. We got our guy Savoy on. Give it up for Savoy down below. Yo. Okay.
It's on. No. Hold up. Wait 1 second. I'll try it again.
Oh, I can't hear. I don't know what's going on. They say they can hear him, but I can't hear him. Yo. All right, Savoy got back off. So I'm gonna continue with the story, right? So basically, I got like $400 worth of. I got about $400 worth of merchandise, right? And with this $400 worth of merchandise, here I am. It's a long line. So the men's section, right? The men, they had 1 floor for men and 10 floors for women, right? They had 1 floor for men, 10 floors for women, right? So the men's section, it's like 9 people behind me. It's like 9 people behind me, right? It's like 9 people behind me. So I'm trying to swipe the card, right? I didn't flip it around, right? I didn't put it in, right? I didn't put the chip. I didn't did everything. And it's like the 3rd time I'm trying to swipe. I done went to multiple registers, right? So everybody looking at me, everybody laughing at me, right? They're like, bro, what's going on with this guy, right? They're like, what's up? What's going on with this guy? So I finally pick up the phone and call my card. And when I called the card, they said, congratulations, you now have activated your card. And I'm sitting here like, wow, I did all this shopping and I ain't even activate the card. Hold on, let's get Savoy back in this thing. Let's get Savoy back in this thing. I did all this shopping and I didn't even activate the card. Hold on. Listen, we got 150 people in here. Please like down below. Hey, I love y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all rocking with me for sure because I got all the technical difficulties. But guess what? When they try to stop us from getting this information out, we do whatever it takes, right? When they try to stop us from getting this information out, we do whatever it takes to get this information out. I don't know what happened to him. All right, y'all ready for me? Y'all want me to move on? Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Drop a 1 down if you guys are ready. Drop a 1 down below if you guys are ready. Please hit that like button. We're trying to get Savoy back on here. I don't know what happened to him. No, man, you're not on. I'm trying to get my guy back. I'm trying to get my guy back while we work on that. So once we work on that, we're going to move on. Okay. So the problem was I couldn't activate my card. And when I didn't activate my card, I'm sitting there thinking and blaming all this other stuff. I ain't got the money. I'm broke. Everybody thinking I'm embarrassing myself. And the reason I'm telling you guys this, because a lot of us got things in us that we are not activating, right? So hold on, let me get this guy in, man, because I'm really tripped out of why he can't get in. Analyst. No, you're talking about the link not working no more. All right, 1 second, guys. Boom. Hey, we ain't gonna stop. I don't care what happened. This is how I got to where I'm at, by not quitting, by not stopping. Every time I try, let me tell you guys this. Whenever you try to do anything new, whenever you try to do anything innovative, whenever you try to do anything, it's never going to work. Right? Nothing in life works the first time. And this is why most people quit. Right? Most people quit because you know, nothing works the first time. And because nothing worked the first time, people give up and say, ah, no, that's a scam. That don't work. Right? So we're going to try the new link. Let's see what's Savoy going to send a new link to my email. Okay. Nothing works the first time. But we're going to get you guys this information for sure. We're going to get you guys this information for sure. Okay, we just sent you the link. Now we waiting on him to get up in here. All right, guys, so we about to get up in here. Drop your business down below. Drop your business down below. Sure, it doesn't. Nothing works the first time. Yes, guys. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Nothing works the first time. When I first started in business, I failed. I lost $30,000. I was broke. I had to go back and deliver pieces, right? Nothing never works the first time. So whenever you're doing anything innovative and new, it's never going to work, right? It's never going to work. Right? It's never going to work. And it's designed like that. It's designed like that so you can quit. Nothing ever works first, so you can quit. Right? And if you quit, you're never going to have that opportunity. Copy. You're never going to have that opportunity to activate your greatness, right? You're never going to have that opportunity. We're going to try one more again, man. We're going to try one more again. We're gonna try one more again. And see what's so crazy is we got all the people. Hold on. Man, this is getting out of hand, bro. It's really getting out of hand. Okay. Hold on. All right, man. We still trying to get this guy. Man, it's saying that account associated with. I don't even know, bro. It's saying that the account is associated. It's just not. Savoy can't get in for nothing, man. I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's going on. Can you guys please like and share this? Like and share this with your family and friends. Like and share this with your family and friends. We gonna make this happen. I don't care what's going on. We gonna make this happen. I don't care. I'm not a quitter. I didn't get to where I'm at quitting. I didn't get to where I'm at quitting. That's one thing. I didn't get to where I'm at quitting. So we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make it happen. Private message, do not disturb. We're gonna make this happen though. I don't care. You have to accept him in the meeting. He's not even in the meeting. That's the problem. It's not even letting them, it's not even letting them join. See, I appreciate my people saying they patient. Y'all getting these likes going. Let's go. Let's go. So we're gonna give him like 2 more minutes, man. If he can't get it in, I'm gonna just present what I came to present. And then we're gonna get it in. We're gonna try that another time, man, because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, man. It's like Zoom don't want us to win. YouTube was trying to hold us down. Everybody, I don't know. I'm online. Okay. I don't know what's going on, dog. Like, just try. Turn in, mute it. Tune in must be for a reason. Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Can we get the likes to over 100? Can we get the likes to over 100? Right? Let's get the likes because I'm trying to get my guy in, man. See, when you a successful black millionaire, I'm telling you, listen, when you're successful and you're trying to get information to people, the world is going to try to pull you down. Everything is going to go wrong. When I started my business, everything went wrong. Everything. Like literally everything. Invite people to join. Like, bro. Everything, bro. Register in advance for this webinar. Okay. All right, hold on. We got some traction. We got some traction. We might be in here. All right, people, hold on.
Can you hear me?
My guy is on.
Start video. Yo, do you hear me?
Yo, okay, so I can't hear you.
Yeah,
Okay,
everybody
so
else can
hold
hear
on.
me, man. It's crazy. I think it's an issue with your audio setup.
Yo,
Hold up. Hmm.
yo, say something.
You hear me? Not yet. Testing.
It say unmute your speaker. He's not muted.
Because everyone else
Issue with your audio setup.
hear me.
All right, well, I'm about to change mine. I'm about to change.
Yeah.
It got to be mine.
Because I can hear you just fine. So
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I still hear you. Do you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yep.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, now I can't hear.
It's new tech, man. It's what like you said, it is what always happens. So don't get
They
discouraged.
say they can hear me, but I can't hear nobody. Say something. Yo, can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Now?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yep.
You can hear me?
Yep. Yeah, hold up. New tech, man. It's what like you said, it is what always happens. So don't get discouraged.
Oh man, say something. Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yeah. I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Because I hear Zoom. Yo.
Yeah. Hold up. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we just gotta go, man. We hey, listen. People need this information, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna figure it out, bro. You know how that always go, man.
Yep.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay. But we just gotta go, man. We hey, listen. People need this information, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna figure it out, bro. You know how that always go, man. Oh my God, bro. Now I can't even see the Zoom, bro.
Your Zoom.
Yo. We just gotta go. People need this information, man. You still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't,
You can't
bro,
see me?
bro. I swear it's like everything is like.
Wait, hold up. Do you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so does your audience, is your audience able to see you?
Can you guys see me in here? Drop down below. You still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can't.
Can they see? Or no?
Bro, I swear it's like everything is like.
Wait, hold up. Do you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so does your audience able to see you?
Can you guys see me in here? Drop down below. And it's like, it's so weird, man.
Yeah. Can they see? Or no? Is your audience able to see you?
You guys see me here? Drop down below. And it's like,
Do you know if they can see you or no?
they say they can, but I'm trying to find the Zoom now. You see that? Okay, there goes Zoom.
Well, the thing is that, what, but so the audience can see and hear you, correct? And then if
Yes.
they can, because you may just have to fly blind. Oh, you know what? One of my guys just said, he said it's working. He said, I can see and hear you and see and hear you. So you're the only one that's flying blind. So what we might do is just have the discussion so that they can hear. Since, I guess, it's only your visuals. Audience can see and hear you, correct? And then
Okay, hold on.
because you may just have to fly blind. Oh, you know what? One of my guys.
Okay, here we go. Let's get it.
He said it's working. He said I can see and hear.
Can you hear me now?
And see and hear. So you're the only one that's flying blind. So what we might do. How you? You hear me?
Yeah.
They can hear.
Okay, I gotta exit off that YouTube. All right, man. Oh my God. Woo! Man, it's a lot, bro. But I'm hanging in there, man. How you doing, man? How you feeling, man? I know you've been working hard, bro.
Man, I've been working extremely hard. I got now that you are on, I want to pop into this because I have I'm working so hard that I have an exit that I got to get to. So I want to make sure that I give everybody the info.
Okay, what time you got to get up out of here?
Man, I had this for an hour. So I got like another, I'm going to pull this off and so forth. I'm texting my business partners and letting them know that I'm going to be a little late. But how you doing, man? New year, new set of strategies, right?
Yeah, man. New year, new money, new set of strategies, man. I'm just really looking to get this information over to the people. The stock market is down. S&P down. Inflation, interest rates going up. So for one, what should we be doing as early investors in this economy right now? Is this a time to buy? Is this a time to stack up cash? Should we be in stocks, real estate? What are you seeing? What are you doing?
Right. So, I always start off and say, are you going to be an investor or are you going to be a trader? Right. So I think that it depends on what is your, how do you look at the market? I think if you're just starting out, I think it's great for you to be an investor. Okay. That an investor means 3 to 5 year time horizon. If you're a trader, then you're up on, CNBC or Fox News, and you're looking at the valuations of the companies, and you're doing a little bit more of a deep dive, and you're making several, when you say you trade, you actually purchase and sell shares of a company on a daily basis, right? For new investors, I say it's, there's a lot of things for you to understand. I would highly encourage you to be an investor. Throughout the years, I always tell you, the first thing that I look at when I look at the stock market, I look at bonds. I always tell you, I always look at the 10-year treasury yield, right? And for all of you, who are starting out, your bonds are basically loans that are out there for a whole bunch of different companies. And these loans are based off of an interest rate. And when interest rates go up, it makes it more expensive for all of us. Think about it. When the interest rates go up, you're trying to get a mortgage, it costs you more money. When interest rates go up, you got a credit card bill, it costs you more money. Well, for companies as well, it costs them more money to run their companies because all companies run on a certain amount of debt. So if you are a steward of history, you understand that when interest rates go up, certain stocks and generally the stock market starts to go down, right? And that's what we call multiple compression. The value of a company starts to shrink because it gets more expensive to run a company, right? Now, there are certain companies that over the past 3 years, if you're just starting out in the game and you've been in some of these high-tech flyers, technology stocks in general, they use a lot of money. Think about it. All these companies, especially up at north, what happens is that you start a company, but it's not really generating any cash. The value of it and the potential of it is great, but it's not really making a lot of cash. So in this economy, in this new economy, when the government has said that we're going to increase interest rates, what that does is for those tech companies that are not producing a large amount of cash, it makes their multiples start to compress, right? It's just to what extent. You've probably seen in the past, 2 weeks, some of these companies, really good companies with great ideas, they're going down 36%. And it's not, like Tesla, right? But it's not because they're not good companies. It's because it's just a math thing, okay? And so you have to say to yourself, again, if I'm an investor, to your question, what is my time horizon and what do I think is ultimately going to happen? For me, folks, we've talked about this a lot. I'm a combination of an investor and a trader. I do a little bit of both. But I would say that, right here, the first 5 trading days, which is a very good indicator for the rest of the year, has gone down. So, it's only a correlation. It's not something that I pay too much attention to. But if Biden and the administration and the Fed has said, we're going to increase your interest rates 4 times this year, which is a surprise, then I know that that's not a great, that's not going to do great for stocks. It's not going to do great for housing, right? If you really think about it, when you go out and you get a house, your interest rates are now going up. And so less people will buy houses. And so the cost of your house will go down, but and so your equity in your house will go down, but the price of probably trying to get it in your payments will go up. But there are things that actually work. There are things that actually do work in this environment. And it's basically all the things that are being made. And you call these like cyclical stocks that do well when there's low unemployment, stocks that do well when the economy is growing, when the GDP is growing. Those types of things in general are what you would expect to do well in the next year or so. I'm not talking about the next 4 or 5 years. I'm being very, very specific in what some of my recommendations are for these expectations. So when you look at the general class of stocks, what cyclical stocks do well when people are working? Well, the first thing I think of is oil, right? So energy stocks. Why? People are getting in their cars. People are going to work. People are going and doing stuff. COVID kind of set things back so that, people drove a little bit less and people were staying in. But now you're seeing historic highs when you look at Marathon Oil, when you look at Exxon, when you look at Chevron, and the price of oil is now $80 per barrel. People are thinking it's going to go to $100 per barrel. So, when you look at, what is high when things are going well, the first thing is oil. What's the second thing that does well? Banks, right? Interest rates are high. Banks can charge more money, right? It's called the yield curve. You'll hear that a lot on the news. So what happens are that, banks like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, JP Morgan, these larger institutional banks, they make their money off of these spreads as interest rates go up. So as soon as the Fed said, we're going to increase your rates 4 times, oh man, if you guys have had bank stocks over the past week, they've gone up anywhere from 7 to 15% just in the week, right? So they are acting exactly the opposite of a Tesla, right? So, those types of things that are boring and all the things that you probably would think of your parents buying, you know what I mean, are actually the things that in this particular environment do well. And I would say the last thing is that when you look at certain stocks that there are certain tech stocks that actually make stuff. and you don't really think about it, but they do. So Apple, when people have money, what are people doing? People are buying iPhones, right? Oracle's, Microsoft, right? They make money when people do stuff. So it's not all tech stocks, but there are some that, in the short term, not in the long term, but in the short term, that you should expect these prices to go down in the interim, because all these investors are spooked and everybody, one of my favorite stocks that I told you about last year, Nvidia. I love that stock. Greatest semiconductor stock, metaverse, all that kind of stuff. What happened is it lost 15 or 20% this year, again, because because of the multiple compression that you're seeing due to interest rates, not because it's not going to continue to produce those things. So that's the big picture that I think I want young investors to understand, is that if you understand the history of the market, the fundamentals of the market, you just have to make this understanding that every day when you wake up, you should look at the 10-year treasury note. And today it's at 1.8%. It's gone up 30 basis points in the week. So everybody's freaking out. Are rates going to go up to 2%? Are they going to go up more? So everyone, instead of just looking at your portfolios like you normally do, look up at the bond market, look at the 10-year treasury, and you'll know, if you keep on seeing a trend like this, that stocks are going to have some problems just in the short term.
Okay, and the interest rates are increasing. You talked about real estate and things like that, right? So I'm down in Atlanta. So the real estate market is on fire down here. A lot of people are, you put up a house, you're getting 50 offers on the house, cash offers, right? People can't even, like, the houses that were, or apartments and condos that were 250 are now 650, right? Are we in a bubble? Can we expect a correction when it comes to real estate in the near 6 months to a year? Because I personally don't believe we can survive at these prices with a condo that last year was 200,000 is now 600 or 450. That's like a 60 to 70% increase. So a lot of us young millennials, new to money, we're trying to buy a house, but it don't really even make sense to purchase a house. So what would you tell a new investor who's thinking about getting into real estate and parking some money over there?
So the last thing that's going to turn in a correction, when interest rates rise, the last thing that everyone's going to figure out is going to be real estate. Okay, because the stock market will change off of a dime, right? The purpose of the stock market is to look at what the economy is going to be 6 months from now. Real estate is like, we don't even know what's going to happen until 6 months after it happened, right? Until we get these reports about housing starts, and so forth. So if you notice, what's the very first thing that happened today is that the home builders' equity prices all crashed, right? They went down about 7%, 8% today, right? But you're not going to see that in terms of housing sales until the next, earnings report. So I would say this, it all depends on what you're trying to do, right? It depends on your cash flow. So if you are a young investor and you want to make the smallest interest rate payments that you can, right? Then I would go ahead and get a house, right? Because interest rates are low. It doesn't matter about, and if you think you're going to own the house for 30 years, it doesn't really matter. But by the way, most young people don't own their houses for 30 years.
That's what I was going to say.
You think you will, but you're not.
I used to be a banker, bro. So most people, every 5 to 7 years, they're looking for something.
That's right. But it will decrease your, if you don't have a lot of, if you're trying to make very low cash payments, you can decide that I'm going to accept the fact that the house's value is going to go down, because that's not affecting me, right? My mortgage payments affect me. How much I can deduct from my taxes affect me. But if you are an investor and you have a whole bunch of cash, right? So, there are people like me and my buddies, and we got some cash sitting in the bank, and we know that we can, as you said, buy these houses with cash. I'm going to sit on it. I'm going to sit and wait, because I know that it's going to go down. And then I'm not going to take out a mortgage on it anyway. I'm just going to take cash on it, and I'm going to get it for a cheaper price. So it really depends on how much money you have, how secure are you in your cash flow, and what your time horizon is. And I would say that most younger investors are just kind of just trying to get in the game, but understand that when in 2 years, when you have quote unquote negative equity, right? So that the price of the house has gone down more than you put into it, don't freak out about it. These things, to some extent, it goes up and down. As long as you can continue to make those payments, remember, you're getting the deductions for your interest payments, which are actually, it's not indicative of the equity. It's like you're getting it on the other end with your income. So, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. For me personally, I'm waiting around, and I'm going to be a hawk when things go down a little bit, because you're right, it is very high.
Mm-hmm. And I look at you as, obviously you're a medical executive. So you have experience as an emergency medicine doctor, but I also look at you, and you probably, I don't know if you like this or not, as like a Hollywood doctor too, right? Because of the new moves that you made, and like you produce movies for Netflix, you working with a lot of these celebrities, opening the entertainment space back up. So it's kind of like you're the Hollywood doctor, and you're really allowing these mega, films and productions to open back up. So
what's interesting, I'll tell you this. I tell people, I started this with some of my buddies, a couple years ago, and like you said, every single time you start something, it's not necessarily going to go right. We were outside, I had invested in some indie films, and COVID hit. And all these producers, they asked me, they were like, yeah, can you help us open this up? We're outside of right outside my house. And we were like, yeah, I guess, we could help them out. And so we went from, we ended up just getting our first show with Netflix and Kevin Hart, and we did that one. But then after that, it's all relationships, like the whole world of business. And so now we do everybody, right? And the only point that I would make to you is that even this is done well, obviously, in COVID, and I would say it's an expensive hobby, right? Because I'm making money, but I'm meeting people, and I'm still working as an executive, but I'm doing it for the relationships. You know what I mean? There are executives and producers of all kinds of companies, and I found these people where we invest in apartment buildings together, we invest in all kinds of other things, and so it really, to all of you all who are out there, it's not just about the business. Any deal that you make should never be it should never be transactional. There's always something that you can do. And I've been lucky, some of my films have gone to Tribeca, and I got a film that's was purchased by Universal, but I'll tell you, all the guys that I went in with, these guys are working with me on a whole nother side. And the COVID compliance, testing thing, I mean, we're testing stadiums, we're testing all this kind of stuff. But, they all come in on the other end, and we talk about the bread and butter stuff. All these folks who are in all this really cute, sexy movie stuff, they really want to get into stocks. They ask me about the market. They ask me about real estate and the things that they can do. So, one of the best pieces of advice that I had when I was younger was like, the really boring stuff is perfect. It's like, yeah, you know what? If I could tell my younger self what to do, I was like, just invest in the S&P ETF. Don't try to be smarter than everybody else, because compound interest, you're going to make a lot of money. You know what I mean? And that's something that for each one of you guys, like I said, I got a daughter. I started a 529 account for her to go to college, and I think over the years I probably put in 30 grand, but over 12 years it's like $170,000. You know what I mean? And all these are just ETFs. It's not like, it's not like I chose your favorite Spotify, right? It's just like, I just put it into an ETF, and it just sat there for years. So all of you all have at this moment, it doesn't matter what the market is, I don't care how high it is, you all have time on your side. And that's
now you said one thing, and I think my audience can benefit from it. Okay, you mentioned college, right? So you're a self-made millionaire, you have all the relationships, you got money, you can set your daughter up to, she ain't never got to work again. She can you can just give her a company at 18, right? But here you are still sending her to college. So what's your thoughts on that, where people feel like, well, especially if we're gonna be working from home and learning virtual. Why would I go to college anyway right now? So would you recommend? I know she's not old enough to go to college right now,
Right.
but would you recommend somebody in school right now to stay in school? Because I got friends who was getting their MBA and all this, and they thinking about dropping out. I'm like, dude, you still, you still need that MBA.
Right. So I would say that it's so funny you mentioned her, and as she's texting, I'm just letting her know. College is not the end all be all. Give me 1 second. I'm just letting her know it's going to be 45 minutes or so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not the end all be all. Okay. And I think that, for her, this is again about relationships. I think that in college, I'll give you a great example. There's a guy, his name is AJ Calloway. He's on 106 and Park and BET. And
AJ and Free, right? AJ
and
right?
Free, dude. AJ literally, we talked yesterday. We went to college together. This cat, we were talking about business. You know what I mean? And those types of relationships that you can get when you're in college, I think people underestimate the duration of some of those things. So it's not necessarily about the degree; it's about what you do with the degree, and it's about the relationships that you make. And so I think that you can get those experiences and not go to college. You know what I mean? But I would say that everything to me, I'm a doctor, so everything's about statistics, right? So statistically, those who go to college make a certain percentage more than those who don't. Does that mean it always happens? Absolutely not. I know one of my best friends' dad is a huge car salesman, and he's got all these lots here, and he's killed it. You know what I mean? So for people, if they're not interested, I mean, my daughter, she's into arts and performing arts and all that other kind of stuff. And what did I do? I bought her a electronic board because I want her to do NFTs. I said, I don't need to pay for your college. You're very gifted. Why don't we go and create some NFTs for Black girls, and you start selling them on the market, and you can become a millionaire before you become 18. Right. So you have to find your interest and make sure that these kids, and even your age, like, all the people who say, oh, be practical, don't pursue your interest. That's ridiculous. Okay. Definitely pursue your interest, and then be really good and find a way to monetize it. So if college allows you to do that, that's great. But just don't be, a prisoner of a degree. I've got 3 or 4 of them. I mean, it's like, and what's the point? And I'm still, hanging out in Hollywood doing things that I never would have thought about. You know what I mean? So as long as you're creative, like you are, like you're one of the most creative people who I know. You know what I mean? Like we talk about mentoring and why I mentor young people and why I do it for free, because I get all kinds of great ideas from you. If you were talking about Rocket Mortgage like forever ago, our conversations and those types of things are what, I don't know if a lot of kids who don't go to college would necessarily have the wherewithal to go and tune into your show. Some may, but like it's just a developmental thing.
Yeah. So okay, you talked about NFTs, right? Where do you think this is going to go? Because now, I mean, every rapper got their own NFT. Everybody's talking about it. Are we in a bubble? Are we in like a 1999 situation where the .com boom, where everybody had a .com, and the .com survived, but 90% of those companies did not. So so I think 90% of the NFT projects and things that are going on are not going to survive, right? Which is why it's very dangerous for somebody to park some real money there. What would you say to somebody?
No.
Like, what percentage of your portfolio should you even be playing with, NFT projects and things like that?
Oh, dude, that's play money, man. That's way, way, way down. So for all of you, when you get your first job, there's an order of which I would suggest that you live your life, right? So first thing, pay down your credit cards, right? Your credit cards are just debt that you can't write off, right? The second thing you do is try to participate in any company match into your 401k. It's free money, and then you go into the trading and you go into the stock market and those type of things. Real estate. NFTs are like, okay, after you have done what you've done and you have some money to blow, and I would even say, you know, cryptocurrency, and I have cryptocurrency and it's been marginal at best, you know, that it is, you know, again, I've just been around, you know what I mean? And I see that like, um, my twin brother is on the board of Fannie Mae, you know, and he is a cryptocurrency, you know, regulator and guru. And so I see the moves that the government is making as it relates to, you know, this kind of like, you know, the regulatory effects. And cryptocurrency was new, NFTs were new, but at some point there's going to be further regulation. Until I know what that is, I'm not fully invested in it. So, you know, to all of you guys, again, boring is good. You want to make some cash? Be boring. You know, invest in, you know, solid companies for the long term, but understand, you know, some of it is a timing thing. This is a very, 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 very unique time where the S&P 500 over 3 years has, you know, has now, you know, has grown 80%. It's weird, you know, and if you've gone to the market and you expect that every year and you haven't seen the volatility, I think young investors are going to be spooked. I think that you all have never really seen like your investments go down 45% and you're like, well, but you know, that's not the time to sell, you know, it's the time to put money in. But that takes some mental fortitude, you know what I mean? It takes some discipline of having sold some of your winners and let them go, you know what I mean? And having money on the sidelines to be able to invest. But the most, you know, the times that I've made money are the busts. Like you see everything on sale, you're like, okay, I'm going to pick that up, you know, and you know, some of these tech companies have gone down, you know, like Zoom has gone down, you know, 50 or 60%, but you know, you just have to wait for it, and you have to like feel the panic, man, and you know, and then you have to like mentally tell yourself this is a good time. So I don't think that we're there yet, and so, but we will.
So what areas of opportunity, like what stocks are you looking at to evaluate to put some money behind?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what. So I was thinking about this call, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. So I'll just tell you guys what I've been like doing in general. Okay, so so I sold a portion of Nvidia. Still have it, still the largest position that I have, but I was like, you know what, let me go and I understand what it is. And you know, it's my favorite company, but it's one of these companies that I always talk about. I have been heavily investing in energy and banks since the beginning of the year, because I know that between the dividends from energy and the and you know all the reasons that we talked about cyclical stocks, I think that they're going to do well. So specifically, I purchased Marathon, I purchased ExxonMobil. And I should say that I started a new position in Marathon and I added to my ExxonMobil. I then went and what else did I do? Let's see. Got JP Morgan and I got Bank of America. I didn't get Wells Fargo because Wells Fargo has like really run up, you know, super high. I think that's kind of teetering out. I bought a ETF. I bought the healthcare ETF because also when the economy goes down, it's one of these security stocks. I think that because COVID has been so much of a part of the economy, all of the pharmaceuticals and all the other stuff has been focused in that, but all the life science stuff has not occurred. So, you know, companies like United Healthcare, bread and butter, boring stuff will actually do well. What I'm going to purchase next week, okay? I think I'm going to purchase Oracle. I'm going to purchase more Apple, and I'm going to start a position in Cisco. And I'm going to purchase, I saw a really great technical chart regarding semiconductors. And so I'm gonna look into the semiconductor field. I know I sold off NVIDIA, but maybe like, you know, Qualcomm, or I think AMD and NVIDIA have already run their course, but some of the other semis are there. But, you know, I am picking up, I thought about Shopify because it's just sitting there and it's kind of gone down a little bit. I'm thinking about Amazon only because everybody I don't know. Everybody says it's like the best stock. I'm still not. I understand Amazon Web Services is amazing, but it's such a small percentage of the actual revenue that I haven't convinced myself. I had it. It
Now,
was
now
yeah.
you mentioned a bunch of banks and large companies like Exxon. Are any of those companies paying any dividends?
Oh yeah. So some of the largest companies, some of the largest dividends that are out there have always been oil companies, right? I mean, if you go and you look at like Exxon's dividend, it's probably, I don't know, I don't want to say it's probably like 4 or 5%, maybe even greater, right? So income paying companies in general, to your point, income paying or dividend paying companies, again, do very well in the setting of volatility. And people say, technically volatility means going up and down, up and down, up and down. But really what it means is just going down, right? So you can protect, the type of companies that do well when the stock market generally goes down a little bit. Utilities, which I own zero of, oil, or I'm sorry, I should say income producing, dividend producing companies. And like I said, I think Apple this is not a bad time to pick up Apple, and I think I told you that. I think I told you that once before, and then it like went up like 20% over like the next 2 months. So
yeah, because I think it was around a stock split or something like that.
Yeah. We didn't know, and then it split, and then it was like crazy. So I mean, and I'm thinking also about, I mean, like all of FANG, I'm thinking about, except for Netflix. All of FANG, I'm considering because they have.
You don't like Netflix?
I do like Netflix, but I'm not going to add to it because it's already one of my larger positions. And, I look at all the other communication companies, like look at Viacom, CBS, what it did this week. It's going higher. So, I mean, I think that the theme is looking for cheap, good old fashioned companies that make money, right? Netflix just recently started making money. If you really look at it, right? Mm-hmm. Which is why it's being protected somewhat by this down current, and that's why it's being treated like look at Google. Google makes a ton of money. It just prints cash. Apple makes a ton of money, and not only does Apple make a ton of money, Apple makes a ton of money and it buybacks its own stock, right? So when it's the price of the stock is only going to go so low because Tim Cook is going to start buying all of it. You know what I mean? So understanding how those repurchasing how repurchases affect the equity price is very important to me.
Now Apple just hit $3 trillion. How high can it go? I mean, they're getting into healthcare. They're getting into electric cars.
Yeah.
So what can we expect? Do you think I mean, it's a lot of people ask me, okay, Apple just hit this $3 trillion valuation. Is now the time to get in? And I don't really know what to tell them. What should I tell somebody that is now the time to get in? Because it's at an all-time high, but it still has innovations that it hasn't executed on that we know if it executes on the self-driving cars and stuff, it's going to go to 5 trillion if it executes on.
But let me stop you there, okay? Is that how does innovation occur? You go to a bank and you take out a loan and you research stuff, right? A&D.
Right.
What does Apple not have to do? Go to a bank, right? And so innovation, what's going to happen, I'm telling you, is that, as an investor, I value companies that can innovate without going to borrow money, okay? And that's why cash producing companies are not going to be hit so much. Think about all these companies that have these crazy multiples and still have to go to the bank. And then that's the problem. I'll tell you a couple of other companies that I'm going back through my portfolio from. Mm-hmm. And by the way, there are several portfolios that I manage. And then there are several, you can get a private banker that makes their own moves for you. Mm-hmm. And, I know that I don't know everything. I know enough to be dangerous and I've made enough money off of it, but there's nothing like having someone who looks at something from a different perspective. So, for a lot of you guys, I want you all to start thinking about it.
So,
what's the Freeport? I know what I got. Freeport McMoran, right? So copper, Tesla, other play, it's going to be used for everything. When the economy is roaring, typically the commodities go up: gold, copper, silver, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to make them. It's already gone up, but I'm making a major move with Freeport McMoran. I think that is one of my that's going to be one of my larger moves.
Okay. All right, guys, we got over 200 people in here, so I appreciate you guys. Make sure you like. If you're new in here, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're here with Dr. Savoy Brummer, self-made millionaire, investor, emergency medicine doctor, entrepreneur, producer. I mean, we can go on all day. My mentor. So when we're
and you know what, speaking of that, I'll just put this in, like I did not have these type of opportunities to tell people all the time. I think that talking about money should not be taboo. And, I mentor a ton of people, whether they're investors, whether they're, in medicine or whatever, but you guys are free to DM me and ask me questions. A lot of new businesses, some businesses that I actually mentor some folks who've been on Shark Tank. You know what I mean? It's funny how people find you, but it's one of those things where, especially for our community, you definitely want to give back. So when all of you all, and I expect all of you all to be successful, to give back and make sure that you it's not just philanthropy. It's really like this intellectual kind of understanding of how to make money, and how to generate wealth. So if any of you guys have any questions, I try to get back to folks. It is busier. It is busier these days, with the entertainment thing. But I still make it a point to try to take time to do that. So
yeah, we appreciate you for that. I was telling people when I was promoting it, I'm like, listen, this is not a conversation that we have this is not somebody I call every day and sit on the phone with like one of my homeboys. When he talks, I listen, right? So I try to have open conversations on live on Instagram or even here on Zoom and YouTube more. So, you mentor a lot of people. You can mentor all of us on here through this. Yeah. But a lot of people don't have access to a banker. They don't have access to financial advisors. They may not have enough money to even feel like they can, get somebody to manage their money. So these type of conversations we need to have. Right. I wanted to ask you a question about the advisor, because you have a banker and you manage your own portfolio. What percentage is a good percentage? Because a lot of people, I got a friend who is advisor, and they try to manage 100% of people's money. And then you got people who don't want you to manage nothing. So
they have a fiduciary duty to do the right thing, right? And so what that means is that they're going to perform an actuarial service. They're going to say, well, how old are you? What's your net worth? What's your risk tolerance? And create a portfolio that reflects kind of you, right? But I find that my private banker is more conservative than I am. But I like the fact that he's more conservative than I am, and I will be more aggressive, and I pay attention to what they're doing, but understand that once you have, a banker like that, and these are things for everyone to consider later on, because, you do need a certain, net worth to go and do this, but just understand that when you do that, you give them the keys to the car, you know what I mean? And you can't be a backseat driver. Like, it's a very purposeful thing of saying, I'm going to give these people my money and I'm going to have them look over the best interest that they think that I have. But then, so I would say, like, for me, I probably have, I'll probably give them maybe like 40%, and I'll take another 60 for myself. Probably it's about
okay.
That.
Okay, so we got a lot of small business owners in here. So if you are a small business owner, make sure you drop your business down below, and shout out where you are located. Make sure you like this video and make sure you guys subscribe. If I'm a new business owner, right, and I'm trying to, because a lot of people in our community started businesses in the last 2 years, right? COVID happened, they lost their job or they got laid off or whatever. So they started these businesses, and a lot of businesses are thriving. But some businesses are not, and they're having a hard time trying to pivot, right? So what would be your advice to somebody who's looking to get a business started now, that may be affected by the economy shifting to more of a virtual world, and, you have to test, at a lot of these places and things like that? What would be your advice?
Yeah, it's like you got to take what the defense is giving you. Like I say that COVID has taken more wealth out of the Black community than since anything since slavery, right? So, and you can even look at Jim Crow, because when we're in Jim Crow, at least we're in our own communities, and like the dollar circulated in our community, a million times. But it has knocked out so many, to your point, middle class businesses where now everybody is saying, well, how do we get started? The real shame about it is, if you go to New York and you see, on every store, you always have the same, the same stores. You always got Old Navy, freaking, a pharmacy and whatever. It used to be all individual little stocks. I mean, little shops that were there.
Yeah.
And so the one thing that you need to start any business is capital. Like you have to have money. You have to have money that's going to tie you over, because what you can have a really, really great idea. And then if, for example, I do COVID stuff, right? Let's just say I do something for Dave Chappelle and I do a whole stadium, and I'm testing all these people. Oh, great. I got the contract. It's great. It's great. I have to pay the lab for all those tests, right?
Right.
When do I get paid by it from Dave Chappelle? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be a week? Is it going to be 2 weeks? Is it going to be 3 months? You have to have the capital to be able to last you through this J point. And the money that people owe you is called your accounts receivable. So if you're a small business, before you start your business, before you just, even though you have a good idea, you have to make sure that you have enough in your bank account, either by a loan or just working your 9 to 5 and saving up. It's going to last you the first 6 months of your business. And that's proper planning, right? Everybody wants to hop onto things, but you better be, very conservative when you really start looking about how much money you're going to spend and so forth. The second problem with, right now is that interest rates are rising, but also wages are rising. I think it was like a 5% year over year increase in your wages. So if you are hiring employees, you have to pay them more, And
yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's all about timing. And, maybe right now, if you're trying to fund a business, maybe it's not a bad time to be an employee for a couple of years, right? Stack your dough, because you can demand a higher dollar, then take it and then start your business, right? So it's just knowing what the market has for you. I would say if you have a really great idea and you've got backers and you can get it off the ground, again, it's never the idea, it's always the execution, right?
Yes.
Everybody's got a great idea. Everybody's got a great idea, but can you execute your idea? And that's what when you and I talk, that's the whole point is, for having a mentor is like, how do you execute this? You got these, what you want to do, but how are you going to get it from A to Z? And so planning, having a business plan, having capital, however you're going to get that, whether it's a family, whether it's yourself, whether it's, whatever, but make no mistake about it. You do not want to start a business without having the proper funding that's going to get you through. Or else you're going to have to, you're going to be in a worse place, 3 months after you start.
Now, I know you have done some angel investing on a few different projects, and people have probably pitched you companies that they wanted you to invest in. You turned some down, you invested in some. So what are investors looking for? What type of language, what type of industries, what type of people are investors looking to invest in? Because the team is very important as well. So
yeah, I think it totally depends on the investor, right? Like some people want to make money off of income, right? So some people are just like, hey, let's all go in together. You're going to get an apartment building. I just want to get the rental income from the investment. Some people, a lot of people who are higher net worth, it's not about the income because you're going to get taxed at 50%, right? It's about how can you own a part of that so that you're being taxed on capital gains as opposed to income, right? And long-term capital gains is still, as of right now, about 20% as opposed to 50% on what you're getting on your paycheck. So you say to yourself, well, I'm more inclined to look for the more innovation, seed level, round A level type of thing, just because of how I'm taxed on the returns, not even how I can make money off of it. The last thing is if there are tax deductions that I can make. Right now, the tax code allows me, if I want to buy an oil well, like I got an oil well, right? So I was able to get 50% write-off because of, the Promethean Basin over in Texas, right? So that's a write-off that I got. When I invest in movies, there's something called Section 181. And because, who knows if you're going to be able to sell your movie or not, but you're able to deduct the losses. Those type of things make the investment itself more attractive, because I know that at least if everything goes wrong, I'm still getting a certain deduction, right?
You can deduct the losses. You can deduct the losses from your personal income.
Yeah.
What's that section called again?
Oh, Section 181, right? And it's a part of the code where you have to create the entity so that there's a partnership. But on many of the films that I put in, especially if you live in a high tax state like California, where I live, it's great. Okay, fine. You're gonna give me a write-off for investing in this film. Again, films are tricky, and movies are, all this stuff, because you have to understand about distributors and relationships. I'm not gonna get into this conversation, but I just am encouraging everyone to think about the tax ramifications that investors use to kind of make the investment itself more lucrative, right? So when people come to you and they say, hey, I want to buy a part of your company, as opposed to, hey, I just want to make money off of your company, there's a reason. It's not because they necessarily want to own your company, but they know that they're going to be taxed off of capital gains as opposed to ordinary income. And so that's, a lot of people think, oh, these guys are trying to get on. It's like, no, dude, I'm just trying to save my money. But those are the things that you have to think about, like how much of my company am I going to give over, and valuations and all this other kind of stuff. But hey, I'm going to have to get out of here, only because I told you how to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Sorry that it took so long, but
no, man,
I got a meeting with Netflix, man. I got to go and deal with them. They're in Beverly Hills right now, so they're going to be looking at me. But I'm just really proud of you, man. I'm proud of the platform that you've created. It's dope. I mean, I'm proud of the platform. I'm proud of how you are helping our community, and we were doing this more often, but I'm glad you pull it off, because when everything's going great, people have less questions, right? But this is a tricky time. Make no mistake about it. It's a very, very tricky time in the market, and just because don't like a house, don't fall in love with any stock so bad that you just can't sell it. Pay attention to whether you're selling it and you have short-term capital gains versus long-term capital gains, right? Because I waited. I knew what I wanted to sell. You got to hold your stocks for a year if you want long-term, gains. And just think about the concept. Don't be reactionary. Just, understand that the rates are going up. The rules of the game have changed. Don't play by the old rules, right? Just understand that you just have got to keep a very, very balanced portfolio. Have some speculative tech stocks in there, but have some bread and butter, cyclical, you make money off of them, and, buy John Deere, like tractors. Like, are you serious? Like, you want me? Yes, I'm absolutely serious. You know what I mean? Like, buy, I wouldn't say IBM, because IBM is a little weird, but I mean, buy the things that are really boring. All right.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right,
anytime you want to come up on here, man, you're welcome.
I appreciate you, bro. All right. Keep on helping the people, man. All right. I'll see you.
All right. Peace. All right, guys. All right. That was dope, man. That was dope. We had a bunch of technical difficulties, but we're going to make it happen, and we're going to make it work, right? So if you guys want to follow Savoy Brummer, my mentor, the Savvy Doc, THESAVVYDOC on Instagram. Obviously, follow me on Instagram. His page is right on my his @ is right on my page. I appreciate you guys. I know we had a lot of technical difficulties, right? I put his IG right there. Boom. So please, hold on, replace pin message. I just pinned his IG right there, the Savvy Doc, right? So Make sure you guys go follow him, go tell him how much you appreciated him sharing his knowledge with us, how much you appreciated him coming on the platform, and let me know if you guys want me to bring him back. Could you guys drop a 1 down in the chat if you enjoyed this conversation with my mentor, Savoy Brummer? I just need this type of information. I need you guys to subscribe to the page because I got a lot more people that I can bring on here for free. But because you guys aren't subscribing and all this other stuff, they're a lot hesitant because they don't know if they're going to waste their time. So in order to make sure we bring more of these successful Black millionaires to come share knowledge for free, because a lot of times people try to charge you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, right? Rightly so, right? But if you guys aren't subscribing, if you're not liking, if you're not sharing the content, if you're not subscribed on a text list and stuff like that, it makes it harder for me to try to justify getting them on for free, right? And then if I have to pay them, I got to pay them. But that means I got to charge y'all, right? So if you want to make sure that stuff like this stays free and this information is shared to the community, because obviously, you see, when we're trying to share information, nothing works, right? The technology ain't working, everything falling apart, right? So if you guys want this information directly to you through my platform, through the platform, you got to make sure you hit that like button. You got to make sure you subscribe, and you got to make sure you're on the text list and share this out to your friends. Share this out to your family members. Share this out to individuals who you know need help with their finances, right? You got to make sure you get this information out. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. So we got 166 people on here, 172 likes. So if you have not liked the video, please like it so we can get more people. You know how the algorithm works and things of that nature. Let me know, guys, who you would like to have on here again, because I can get anybody on here. I can get whoever you guys want for me to come on here. I can use my network, use my influence, use my money, right? But I need your help. And the way you guys help me is by duplicating yourself, by making sure you subscribe, making sure you're sharing the content, right? By making sure you get more people that look like us and more people that are young, ready, they hungry for this information, right? We got to get more of those people involved in this information, because by doing so, it makes the platform attractive. More people want to come on. More people want to actually, come share that knowledge for free. It's crazy. Like when your platform's small, people want to pay. You got to pay people. But when your platform is big, they'll come on for free. So in order for you guys to get this and to keep this affordable for the entire community, we have to make sure that we subscribe and we share this information. I love you guys. Let me know if you guys want me to stay on and answer a few different business questions. If you do, I will. If not, I'll wrap it up at 9 o'clock because we've been on here. I appreciate you guys who came on, who's been rocking with me since 7 o'clock, since all the technical difficulties and everything. I love you guys. Make sure you are subscribing to the content. Make sure you are sharing the content. You guys make this possible. You guys are the reason that I'm able to bring these type of people on, right? So I love you guys. Please like, please subscribe. If you're a small business owner looking to take your business to the next level, this is the place to be. We're going to come here every single Friday. I don't care what's going on. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys are going to get this information straight from me or straight from one of my mentors. We have to have this information shared to our community. We have to have this information We have to build wealth for our community, right? So I think the text invite was a great idea. Yes, yes. So if you are not subscribed to the text invite, this is how you can subscribe. Let me put it in the chat. Hold on, let me put it in the chat for you. So visit financefridays.com. That's how you subscribe to the text message. And let's get the likes. Let's get the likes to 250, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's get the likes to 250, then I'm gonna wrap it up. We're at 205 right now. I want to get these likes over to 250. That way we can take this information and I can share it with another successful entrepreneur, another successful Black millionaire, and show them, hey, people are hungry for this information. People really need this information, right? Because if you come on here and I share it and you know, and it's only 100 likes, they like, well, I ain't got time to do that, right? I ain't got time. I ain't got time to do that, right? But in order for you to take your brand and your business, whatever, to the next level, you need mentors. And a lot of times people try to make you pay for mentors and all that. If you got the money, I encourage that. But I'm working with people who are trying to grow their wealth and build their wealth, who may not have the money. They might be a college student. A young lady who I consulted with on her business, she a third-year college student. She ain't got the money, right? Hope you everything works for you. It's most definitely something that needs to be done and shared to the people like us. Yes, our people. See, we had 214 on the likes. I appreciate that. Our people, met you at the Upgrade Conference. Love what you're doing. Oh man, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Like, y'all don't understand how important it is to me, for me to bring you guys this information. When I was growing up, I ain't have shows like this to watch. I didn't have places. I didn't have people to consult with. I do have a question. I've been in the lab industry for over a decade. Should I think about doing my own independent testing lab? Yes, this is the perfect time right now to do an independent testing lab. Yes, you need to come up with a brand and a business page tomorrow and get out there, because right now is the opportunity. So let's take a step back, guys. It's sometimes in life, there are opportunities that present themselves that you will never get the chance to do again. There are some situations in business that you are never going to get the opportunity to do it again. So just like this young lady, you've been in the lab testing industry for 10 years. This is the perfect time to be in the lab testing industry. Get you a business plan, get you some business partners. I'm pretty sure you made connections since you've been there. Make sure you take this to the next level. People need your information. They need that business. People need that information. So if you fail, you still got your 10 years of experience. Let me tell you guys this. I failed on my first business. And if I would have quit, we wouldn't have Black millionaires. We wouldn't have this brand. If I would have quit, we would not have this brand. You would not have this information. We would not have the conferences and things that we do. I wouldn't be able to do that, right? I would not be able to mentor hundreds and thousands of business owners like I do. I wouldn't be able to allow entrepreneurs and help entrepreneurs to acquire customers like I do. I wouldn't be able to employ people and hire contractors and do things like that if I quit, if I gave up. So if you got a business out there, if you got an idea, I'm challenging you to execute on the idea. It's 2022. I'm challenging you to execute on that business plan. It's 2022, right? The pandemic is no longer an excuse. Everybody should be creating a virtual and a hybrid business that they can scale. Everyone. Right? So I really, really appreciate you guys. Ernest, yes, hit me up, man. Documentaries. Actually, I started my business because I want to do documentaries. That's the reason I started, but because I lost all my money and it costs money to produce a documentary, I actually haven't produced one, but I am in the process of documenting all of that. So make sure you guys subscribe. I really appreciate that. Again, I'm gonna get up off here at 9. I'm gonna let you guys go. All right, I'll start subscribe YouTube. Favorite places to gather information on finance. My favorite places, I read finance blogs. I mean, I'm subscribed to like Forbes. I'm subscribed to CNN business, stuff like that. So I read a lot that's going on, but I also read a lot of books and I listen to a lot of business podcasts. And obviously I have a business, right? So I network with a lot of people that allows me to, bring people on. So I get my financial information from my network. I just subscribe, bro. Man, I really appreciate that. I get my financial information from my network and people who can mentor me. Let me tell you guys a secret. Another reason I named my company Black Millionaires is because I wanted to get mentored by Black millionaires, right? I wanted to get mentored by other entrepreneurs. And I'm from the east side of Detroit. I didn't have those type of people. I didn't have those people in my reference in my network, right? I didn't have those people. So with me not having those people, I created a brand that attracted them. I didn't reach out to Savoy. Savoy reached out to me. He said he wanted to mentor me, right? So it's a different conversation when when other people reaching out to you and they want to mentor you. It's just a different conversation, man. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Please subscribe. We got 217 likes. And if you guys are still on here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. Coaching business owners on automation and with COVID, do you think the virtual webinar Zooms are a large way to network now? You can't always pop up in the city and event. Yes. So virtual, you have to be able to connect with your customers virtually. Every business is hybrid. I don't care what kind of business you got. I don't care if you got a storefront. Your business is hybrid now, right? You from Detroit. What up, though? Yes, I'm from the D, the East Side. Every business is hybrid now. So in that situation, you have to understand that with your business being hybrid, you have to be able to make money virtually and in person. You're never going to replace the in-person human connection, obviously. However, virtually, you need a way to feed your company information. I mean, your customers' information on your brand and your products. And that's a great way to do so with the hybrid situation. Thank you. Looking forward to next week. Yes, guys. So we're coming next week, Friday at 7 p.m. I haven't announced the guest yet. I'm going to announce that Tuesday. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you guys have not liked, like before you leave. If you have not subscribed, subscribe before you leave. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys next week.